Before we get to Jeff and the weather, we want to show you what our viewers sent in today on our Now Local News app. This is gorgeous. It might not have felt like spring today, but it looked like spring here in this beautiful video from the East Coast Roadie, who shared video of some beautiful flowers blooming and some nice blue skies at Colt State Park today. Look at that. They say the birds are singing and the
Quahoggers are busy today. Yes, they are. Yep.
Quahoggers. Thanks to East Coast Roadie for taking the time to send that in. That is gorgeous.
And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Jeff Benson.
We got the spring joggers and the spring quahoggers. I love it. Yeah, it really has been looking like spring out there, and it certainly will be more than feeling like it over the next couple of days. We had that warm week last week, a lot of flowers budding, the birds have been chirping, but we're going back into winter these next 48 hours here, and maybe even a little bit longer than that if you take a look at some of these temperatures on the way. 53 today. Enjoy it. Might not see the 50s again for the next week. We've had showers come in, picking up a hundredth of an inch down to the airport right now. That may go up a little bit because we do have some heavier bouts of rain off to the west. Take a look at Skycam right now. Look how dark it is on the horizon. Yeah, it almost looks and feels kind of like we're getting some summertime thunderstorms rolling in. That's typically when I love to pan the camera to the northwest. There's a State House right down there right now. It's 47 degrees, so we've cooled off several degrees here in the city. 42 is what it feels like right now. We've got a south wind at 10 miles per hour. That is going to be picking up. Temperatures going down, wind going up. That's not a good recipe for what it's going to feel like as we head into tonight. There are the temperatures across the region, generally about the same right now with mostly cloudy skies. Again, we had a little break in the action of the rain that gave us a quick little burst of sun. No rainbows, at least none I've seen yet, but here comes that second batch of rain and why the sky is so dark off to the west. And we've got some little heavy pockets in here too. You see the yellows, oranges, reds, especially right along 95 over towards New Haven. That's likely to roll through the region. So if you're heading west on your way home, get ready to drive through some of these downpours. And you saw that little burst of snow coming across the Berkshires. We'll keep an eye on that too, but it looks like that'll stay north of the area. Pretty big frontal boundary that extends all the way back to the west. We've got high pressure building in, chilly high pressure, and we've got a couple of storm systems we're watching. The bigger of the two is this one down here developing across the Rio Grande into Texas. That's going to be coming our way for the weekend. Look at how cold the temperatures are on the northern side of that front. 25 right now in Bismarck, 32 in Minneapolis, and that's a sign of things to come. So here we go over the next few hours here. We're going to see those bursts of rain coming through. There's that little last-second burst of snow. Our most recent model runs indicating maybe we get a couple of snowflakes mixed in here on the very back side of this as we're heading into the nighttime and that colder air comes crashing on in. 30s will be falling below freezing as we head past midnight. We're going to stop it here at midnight. So we're looking at around freezing at that point, but that's not going to be what it feels like with the wind out there whipping. Feels like around 20 by midnight. By tomorrow morning, 10 to 15 degree wind chills out there, back into the freezer indeed. Not much better tomorrow afternoon. Feeling like the 20s out there. Generally 25 to 40 mile per hour gusts across the region, maybe a little bit higher out towards the Cape. Should avoid, kind of getting into that damaging threshold of winds. But again, it's just more so reinforcing that cold air mass. Tight pressure gradient as storm pulls away, high pressure builds in. Now, that high is interesting because it kind of sets up a little bit of a blocking pattern, a log jam here over the next 2 days. We've got that developing storm, those two pieces of energy coming together. Some heavy rain expected Saturday afternoon into the evening. But the good news is a little bit more progressive flow. The next incoming high should force this storm out. So even if it remains a bit cloudy into Sunday, we're looking for a drier half of the weekend at this point. Through midday Saturday, only around a quarter to a half of an inch, but the heavy stuff again gets here Saturday later in the day, and we are looking at the potential for over 2 inches of rain, and that's going to signal the time to start looking at our local rivers again as we head into next week. But again, looking ahead to the weekend, even though it'll be breezy and staying on the chilly side into next week, we should eke out a dry day there. More clouds than sun, it looks like, as we head into the upcoming week. The temperature is very slow to get back to seasonable levels.